What time is it? It's journey time. And time for another creative journey using Stampin' Up products. Hello, my name is Kathy Haynes. And today we're going to create a Halloween InsideTunnel card. And we're going to create it as we go. So here is an example of what a tunnel card is. And I got this idea and the technique from a Jennifer McGuire video. And so you can search for that as the InsideTunnel card. But on this one, I created a wintry scene. So some people don't celebrate Halloween. I think it's so much fun. But on this one, we used the Give a Hoot stamp set, and we'll be using that for the Halloween one also, because it has both Halloween and Christmas owls. And then if you take away some of the items, like the mistletoe, it can be used all year round. So it's real versatile. We're also going to be using the Forever Fern. Now the Forever Fern stamp set and the bundle, the stamps, the die cuts that come in here are just unbelievable. Look how many you get for all the foliage. This is a must-have, just so that you have foliage for every occasion. You know, we're always making flowers and then we're like, oh, where's the leaves? And so this one is amazing, and you're going to see how different it can be, because on this one I use the foliage as snowy leaves, and just by cutting them out on white, not even stamping, but cutting them out on white cardstock. And for our Halloween card we're going to be using today, it's going to make all the difference by cutting them out on black. So you really have to look outside the box. And we're using our Christmas DSP on this one, and isn't that adorable? And the Halloween card I'm making right now is just as adorable and just as easy to mass produce. So if you decide to use the set to do your Christmas cards like this one, it's going to be so simple. We're also using the layering circle dies, which is another staple that I really think everybody should have. And one other very versatile set is the Friend Like You. So the dies that come in this stamp set are very versatile too. So see, I'm going to be using it in black. However, in the Christmas card, I did it in white. So see the difference? There's just a lot of variety to this card. So starting out with, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. They're both cut, so you just cut one piece, and all the dimensions will be listed below. But you cut your paper in half, your whole paper in half, so you've got 2 pieces that are 5.5 by 8.5, and then you simply cut a 1/2 inch off of this edge for your back piece. You're then going to score it 4 1/4, so that you have a folding card, but half of it is smaller, and that's actually going to be on the back side. So we'll put that aside for now. Then your other piece of 5.5 by 8.5, you're going to go ahead and score at 1/2 inch, 4 1/4 inch, and 4 3/4 inch. And go ahead and use your bone tool, bone folder. I've had this for at least 15 years, you guys. That's why it looks so well used. It used to say Stampin' Up. And then it should fold right into a box. Alright? Now the first thing we want to do is we want to decorate the back of this box. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I did the clouds. So I cut out on my Cricut machine, or you can cut it out freehand on cardstock, but I use stencil material so I can keep reusing it. And I just use your basic gray ink and sponge my clouds on. And when you have a template like this, you can flip it and flop it. So it's great. Now we haven't cut this hole out yet, so don't be surprised, but I'm going to show you how I cut that out when I'm done here. And let's try this way, kind of angle it different. And the way I do it, the closer I get to the bottom of the card, and I'm going to do the whole part, even though you're only going to see what's through the hole, because then if anybody peeks, they'll see all, you know, the whole card done. but it's up to you. And as I get to the bottom, I just try to make them a little bit further apart. And you could also use colors for this, like you could have used orange, you know, green, orange, purple, you know, make a sunset, whatever scary background you want. And in the Christmas card, we just use the blue to make it look like a snowy top. Then when you get to the bottom, you finish it off by sponging the bottom, and there you have your clouds. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now you need to get this part here where you have your paper and you can see through it, your hole. So I'm going to show you how you get your hole on here. What you're going to do is you're going to take your cardstock. Now you have colored here, okay, because this is your book. Now you're going to flip it over so the colored part is right here, because this is where you want your paper and your hole. And you're going to adhere your paper to the cardstock. This should have went all the way down, but I cut it short. And then you're simply going to take your larger die, line it up where you want it, towards the top, and you're going to cut it out in your big shop so that it's going through both the designer series paper, which is adhered to the top, and your white cardstock. So as a result, you will get this where you can see through it. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we need to do our middle layer, and that is this piece right here. So I'm going to go ahead and score my sides, and the dimensions are below and the score marks, but it's basically 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, and just a little bit short. Now, if I put this in the middle, you can't see through it. So again, I've got to make a hole. So now I'm going to take, this one's 2 sizes smaller than the original. And how I did it was I line it up in here so that nothing shows, but make sure that these edges, the folds are together. Okay? So the folds are together, none of the white is showing because it's slightly smaller. And then line up your smaller die and tape it. Okay? And then pull off your top one. So you have it taped exactly where it needs to go and run it through the die machine. And I did not do that ahead of time, so I'm going to let you look at some of these stamp sets, and I will be right back. Alright. So it doesn't matter what die machine, you just, Stampin' Up! Has a new one that I haven't gotten yet. But here we go. Okay. Now, my son bought for me, so that, there we go. We are back together, folks. Okay, so now I've run this piece through my die cutting machine. All right. Could you imagine me doing lives? All right, so I'm going to take that off, put it aside, and now I have my piece. However, I have no clouds, so I'm going to take and make my clouds. So I'm going to put a piece of paper right under. I'm going to take my cloud stencil, and you can do this before or after, it doesn't matter, as long as you have your clouds. And again, you really just want to focus where what's going to show. So the edges, but you want them to be different. So I like to rotate this so all my clouds are a little bit different. Okay, I get down here. Now these will have to go all the way across. Begin doing this. And like I said, you could use multiple colors to do this. You don't have to use just gray. You could use orange, yellows, purples, and I like to go all the way, but that should be fine. Okay, so now we have our piece colored. Now we've got to get that inside here, and this is the cool part. It just all lines up. So on this piece here, you're going to take tear tape. Stampin' Up! Tear tape is amazing. And you can use any adhesive. You just want it to be strong because it's going to wiggle a lot when you use it, and you'll see when I'm done. Okay, now I want to take that tear tape off. Okay. And the first thing you're going to do is line it right up to that edge right there of your, okay. Okay. And then you're going to fold this whole flap over. All right. And push it down. Okay, so you have that side. Now, what you want to do is take this piece, and I'm going to run 3 pieces of tape across here on the short end. So that it sticks really good. Okay. And then I'm going to use my take your pick tool because it just makes everything easier. And I pull those strips up. Now you tear your tape and sometimes it comes over the edge, so I just simply flip it back over, make sure none's out. You're going to take this piece and line it right up to this edge, and now you have that piece on there. Okay, now you're going to lay this piece flat, and you're going to come back over with this piece and press. See, my window's lined up pretty good. Now I'm going to take 2 pieces of tear tape and put them here, because I want it to be extra sturdy. Again, you can use tape runner or liquid adhesive. The tear tapes are just a little bit sturdier, I think. And then you're going to fold the front over. See how easy that is? And it lines up, and there's your card. Okay. Now at first it's going to look a little wonky, so you just got to keep going back and forth and get these fold lines good. Okay. Back this way. Just, score your lines so that it gets straight. Now look at that. Isn't that adorable? So you've got your scary clouds behind it. Now comes the fun part. We're just going to decorate it up. So the first thing I want to do is taking this from the Friend Like You bundle, the cattails, and I'm going to line them up here and glue them down. So I'm going to use liquid glue. The Tombow seems to work really well for me. Okay, and I always like to make things a little bit longer and cut them off, because if they're too short, it just looks bad. Don't you agree? So there we go. Put that there. Give it a second to dry. And now I have my, I'm going to put that away and let that dry. And then I want to show you, we need to cut out or to stamp our owl on this 2-inch circle. And so again, I'm going to use my Stamparatus. Where'd you go, Stamparatus? Well, where are you? Well, I have left my Stamparatus probably in the house. I'm back in my scrap shack. So basically, I took the Stamparatus and I like to mark a circle around it on the pad. Let me look again. There it is. I got it. Okay. If you all wonder how I could lose so many things, well, I'm creative, not organized. So this is the pad that you can purchase that has all these sheets, and this is a lifesaver. So I could be working on several different projects at one time because it comes with another glass piece here, this glass piece here. So here I have my owl on this one. So I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to put this one back on. So if you were going to make a lot of these, or the Christmas snowy owl, I have it lined up perfectly, if you can see that, with this orange circle. So I draw a rim around it so that I can place it and then do it over. And then using my ink, I ink it up, and then just wanting to move my magnet out of the way. Okay, so see, I can come back later, line it up, and do more. So that's what I like to do when I'm doing multiples of anything. So basically, I stamped out my owl. I've colored it in to save time on video. I did put a little black rhinestone that I had on the spider. That's not Stampin' Up, but I think it's really, really cute. And so now we have this ready to go. I sponged it all with crushed curry, I believe. So it looks like a moon. And now either using liquid glue or glue dots, I'm going to adhere Mr. Owl right to the edge right here. So it looks like he's peeking out. So I put the adhesive on top, and then I'm pushing that. Now see how that looks like the moon's three-dimensional? Do you just love that? I do. Okay, now I will snip off the extra piece here, and that will be ready to go. I can save this other piece for later. We're all hoarders, correct? And then we're going to add some foliage. Foliage, is that how you say it? So let me take a peek. Hold on. What did I do with my... All right. So here's the flowers. It looks like kind of flowers, but they look kind of spooky on this one. So I'm just going to cut off a little piece like, I don't know, right like that. And you can change it up every time, you know, do whatever you like. But I'm going to stick this one in towards the front. And it's your choice if you want to start from the back and go up or vice versa. I'm thinking I'll use a glue dot on this so it'll be faster. The little mini glue dots from Stampin' Up are perfect to work with. Okay. So I push it on there and got it on there. And then I think I'll put that right there. Push. So there you go. And a little bit more black leaves towards the back. Right. And I'm going to put a glue dot on there. You know, try to find a spot where a glue dot will fit. And then judge from there, because you don't want the glue dot off the edge to where it would make it stick together. Okay, I'm going to put this one, I think I'm going to put this one back here behind the second bubble circle and put him behind. So there you go. And then I'm going to put one right up here on top. Yeah, let's see, what do we think? So you get to play florist when you're doing this. Now this time I'll put it on the back. And I'm going to put it up here so it just reaches the edge right there. And what do you think? Just another piece? Okay. I think that'll look good. So I'm going to cut that off. Cut it long because you can cut it off, and then you just make your cuts on your leaves so that everything looks natural. Use another glue dot. I'm going to put it right on this side. Okay. There we go. So then we got a bunch of black foliage. So what do you think? And can you see how it just mysterious, you know, it's just a mystery sky. There you go. All right, now we're going to decorate the front, which is super easy. So you're just going to layer. And I have already pre-cut, and the dimensions are below. Let me find my paper. So I have pre-cut 5 1/4 because this is a regular size card. So 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Let me put that on. Okay, get this new stamping steel. Sometimes you just got to get it started. Okay, straight up and down and lift. That's how I've learned to use it. Okay, line that up best you can. Okay, then I'm using Designer's Theory, the Halloween paper. I like the backs. You can choose, you know how I am. I hate choosing which side, but for this one I chose the backs to be on top. Spooky, scary skies. So, and then this is a simple trick. I am going to take my spider. Okay. So I have this spider, and I've already stamped and die cut out of the Hollows Night Magic set. Let me show you that one. So it has the spiders, we'll use that on another video, but I've taken and I've added one of these iridescent pearls to his body. You can see that, it just kind of really cool. And I'm going to put him with a black dimensional, put him right about here. And then I had some twine left over from another paper pumpkin that I hadn't used. If you could see my mess. Huh, please don't fall. Here we go. So I just decided to cut off a piece of this. And I actually am going to tuck part of it underneath this page. So I probably should have put this there before, but just pull it up. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right here. Put my twine right there. Okay. And then let that sit a minute. Okay. And I'm going to lift this guy up carefully. And I'm going to put that right under the pop dot. Let me put him a little bit lower. Okay. So there he is on his web. So isn't that kind of simple and cute? And then we don't have a sentiment. So here's what I've done. I've stamped the Have a Hoot on Halloween. And I'm going to cut it down just a little bit. I stamped it on a scrap piece of pear bazaars, I believe. And I'm going to make a tail. Okay. Okay, so I've got my tail. And what I've done is I've just folded over about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to put a piece of tear tape on that. Or I will. There we go. Tear tape's just stronger, so I like to use it a lot. All right, use my pick a tool to get the piece up. Then take it back. I want it right about here. I'm going to line it up right to the edge. But see, I've got it folded over and put it right like that. Then when you open it, here's the card. When you open it, it pops up. Okay, so here's the Christmas one. When you open it, the All I Want for Christmas Is You. Isn't that adorable? And see, in here I just used the blues in the back, and I used white foliage, and I added some snowflakes. And here it is, a Halloween card. All right. Now this one, you know, because I'm nervous and doing it on video, I have edges that came up. So anytime, if you have white showing, just sponge. I always like to say it's not done until it's sponged. Okay. Clean it up a little bit, and there you go. What do you guys think? I think it's an adorable card. I hope you're enjoying it. So thank you for coming on another creative journey with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll take the time to craft today. It takes you to places that don't include everything that's going on in the world today. So I enjoy being there. And I've enjoyed this video with you. Come join me again. Like and subscribe. If you want notifications, just hit the little bell. You can find everything I've used to create both of these cards at journeytime.stampinup.net. Again, my name is Kathy Haynes, and you have a great today. Bye-bye.